If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share. It helps the channel out. Let's get into the video. So Microsoft recently said, I should say Aaron Greenberg recently said that people should temper their expectations. Because remember, in 2019 we got a reveal of the Xbox Series X and Hellblade 2. So going off a big reveal like that, or I should say two big reveals, this year people were going into it thinking we're going to see a lot. So Aaron Greenberg did come out and did what he should. However, I think he was being a bit modest, because last night for Microsoft, the Game Awards was one hell of a show, and frankly, it was just an awesome show for new games. But one of those games being the Initiative's new game, Perfect Dark Reboot. Now, before we get into all the details for the game, which I have a lot of, I always theorized that if Perfect Dark were to return, it would come back in one or two ways. It would either be a first-person immersive sim, much like a Deus Ex, because again, the franchise has always been first-person, or they would shift the camera to third-person and then make it more of a Splinter Cell / Tomb Raider game. Now, frankly, the second option would have been the easy and safe choice. But Microsoft are going into a different direction with this, which I find very interesting, and we'll go over that too. Now, Microsoft and the Initiative put out a video outside of the trailer talking about the tech, because you have to realize that Microsoft have been using Xbox One hardware for 7 years now, but with this new generation upon us and the technology will continue to get even better, Microsoft is going to use this technology in so many different ways where last gen couldn't do these things. Microsoft has committed in the past to put these games on older platforms. However, much like Flight Simulator 2021 last night was just announced, will only be a next gen game. So I'm thinking this is going to be a next gen game only. But let's get into all the details. Now, Perfect Dark Reboot. Espionage, reconnaissance, tricking people, getting into places unseen, unheard, and undetected. Gadgets, wild guns. And even in the trailer itself, there was a laptop gun, which is from the older Perfect Dark game. And it was cool to see that, because it's not often you see a laptop gun in a game or just in anywhere. You know, a female lead character. Joanna Dark has always been an awesome character, and frankly, you know, she could be up there with Lara Croft done right. Now, she will be a female agent in a corporate crime world, an eco-sci-fi world, where an ecological disaster on a global scale took place, where corporations came in to fix up everything, but everything isn't how it seems. So the whole point of the game is, what is a secret agent? And this is something that Microsoft are going to treat very carefully, because with this being a first-person game, they don't want it to control like a traditional first-person game. They want you to be, you know, light and nimble, because you are Joanna Dark. You are a secret agent. So you're going to be able to jump over objects, slide under objects. And they mentioned something about how GoPro videos look, and I kind of get what they mean. I think they're going to put some kind of light parkouring elements into this, because again, if you're a secret agent, you're going to be getting into tricky places. And the thing is about this game is that they want you to go to all these different places and experience these stories that could be up there with quote-unquote their peers in TV and in movies. And they don't want this, again, to be a traditional first-person shooter. This isn't going to be your Call of Duty style game. The Initiative is making something special here, and I have to commend them for that, because this new game, the Initiative's new game, is going to be something different for Game Pass as well, because Game Pass has a bunch of different games in it. Tons of different games. A lot of RPGs in development, a lot of action games in development, but the thing about Game Passes is that there's always going to be these areas where they don't have many games of a certain type. And if I say to you, first-person espionage game, you probably can't think of any. So the initiative are taking the Perfect Dark franchise and they're going to make this completely fresh. So for Xbox and Xbox Game Pass, this will be a new beast. And the way they've been talking about this is that the story will continue to grow over time, which is what I got a sense from, that the game will grow with, new stories and interesting stories. Telling interesting stories in a first-person perspective is going to be interesting because, again, we don't get first-person spy games ever. And setting in a ecological disaster setting, when traditionally Perfect Dark is cyberpunk, so this is essentially a cyberpunk ecological disaster post-apocalyptic style game full of espionage and corporate intrigue. This is going to be an interesting game, and when they mention all the unique weapons, you have to think back to the older Perfect Dark. You had a missile launcher what you could control because there was a camera on the missile. It's interesting because the initiative has so much talent over there from developers that have worked on from Red Dead Redemption, GTA, God of War, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, and many other huge titles, working on this first-person game with interesting stories, interesting movement, new types of weaponry. It's going to be a good time for this genre, it isn't packed. And frankly, I have to commend Microsoft because, again, they didn't have to come out at the Game Awards and show another new huge game. This is going to be a big deal. Perfect Dark coming back is a big deal. It's been 15 years and it's an exciting time. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit like and share and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. I have more videos coming shortly. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good day. I'm out. Peace.